Hi, welcome back to the Farming Sims channel. I am playing Transport Fever 2 on our Race to the North series. I'm here in London because the people of London are very upset at the moment and they are basically ready to protest this terrible traffic jam that is basically permanently here. It's actually quicker, I think, to walk across the bridge than to travel by horse and cart. Now, this has existed since we first started, and I think it's actually doing some damage to the city. By that, I mean that the traffic quality is poor and we're getting minus 40% growth. So the city is not growing at all. I think it started at around about 1,000 residents and has stayed around that, but you can see that it's not really growing from the 60% bonus that it gets from the residents moving around. So we need to fix that immediately. How should I go about it? Now, I have looked at this for a minute, and I think the first thing I really noticed early on in game is the commercial is all over here. So they're all going shopping over here, big residential area here, and this is the industrial area. It's got a little bit of commercial in here, which and they're starting to. Okay, so I'm going to pause because I don't want them to change anything that I'm about to make changes to. So okay, so on the basis that this is all residential here, right? And this traffic jam is massive. Like once they get around this corner, they come across the bridge all right, but we've got like 2 lanes of traffic here, 2 lanes of traffic here. So there's a lot, all of these people here want to come across the bridge. Then for the industrial, people are just trying to get across here. They're not trying to turn left. So they all want to go either straight through or they want to turn right to go to the residential here. So we really just got crosstown traffic here. Yeah, so these guys on the right here, they're all going to work. So these will be heading to industrial building, heading to industrial building, heading to industrial, and then all the people on this side are all heading to commercial because they want to go across the bridge. So how can we fix up this huge traffic jam? I think the best way would be to connect the residential area to the commercial area by train. And then we would also want to connect the residential area to the industrial area. And we would also want to consider that this industrial area is the conmats, and the conmats are just here. This is the construction materials here. Now, I don't want to drive the conmats across the bridge here into the industrial area. I'd want to bring them in by a train sort of around this side. That would make more sense. And we really won't have any passenger traffic between the industrial and the commercial because they go home first. So the people here on this side, every single person crossing the bridge here, there shouldn't be a single person going to industrial. And the reason for that is they're all coming home from shopping, and everyone down here wants to turn left and go residential. What about all the people that are on the right-hand side here? No. Oh, sorry. Bit of jitters here. So every single person is wanting to go to the residence because they need to go home first and then they go to work. So we don't have any passenger traffic between these two areas here. All the passenger traffic is between here and between here. Okay, let's spend a little bit of money. And let's reduce the size of the town down to as much as we need to. We can leave that. I would really like to delete this. That's $500,000 though. All right, we'll tackle that in a minute. All right, there's a start on that side. What I'm thinking of is instead of in real life, London has a ring road, right? What if I put a ring rail, a London circle? Maybe a major platform on this side, a major platform on this side, and maybe like an additional platform on this side in here. And then we'll see if we can cover all of this commercial. And then in the future, we could bring rail over here. But before this starts expanding, because when I do this, I really have to think about how the city will expand in the future. Can I cut this off without everyone being upset? Oh, I can. All right. Well, if we can do that, let's do that, because we don't have anyone traveling along this road. It's a bit too far, and I've already cut it off on this side, haven't I? Yeah. Okay, and we'll replace that with a passenger line. Okay, we'll get rid of that. What about... No, don't want to spend that. Okay. Right, so that's... I'd really like to get a station in here. So let's start with that. Buildings, passenger. Now, like having it all the way out here is just, it's not going to cut it. It needs to be in here. Yeah, look at that. It basically covers right down to the bridge. What about here? Oh, I can't really see here, can I? What if I put it... It's not going to sit there. I like that there. All right, so how much does it cost to get rid of this? All right, that's not too bad. And this one? Ooh. Oh, that's nasty. Geez, that's nasty. All right, what if 160 is all right? What if I get what does that do for... It's got excellent coverage. think we focus on this side a little bit more. Yeah, I like that there. But, and I do want it that far, like all the way out, don't I? So so I've got enough room for buildings here. What if I try this? What if I make it 80? That's 750,000, right? Let's put that in and then get a refund on what? We don't need half of this. In the future, I would want, say, 4 tracks here, right? Okay, so what if I leave that? Even though I only want 2 tracks to start with. Well, 2 tracks for the loop and 2 tracks for, say, a link down to Hastings. A link down to Brighton and Southampton. And a link across to Reading. Yeah, right. So we're going to need like 4 platforms anyway. And then and then I extend them, right, to what, 160. So if I did, that's 120. And then that would be 160. We'll just put them in for now, because that doesn't cost too much. Okay, let's do that. All right, so we've got commercial London done. What about on this side? What if I put a station across here? So let's get rid of, well, let's get rid of this road here. This doesn't cost me anything. Very expensive. Okay, we'll get rid of this. Where are you going? Across the hills here. Get rid of that. And we'll get rid of this one as well. Okay. $100,000. We can do that. Ooh. Expensive. We can get rid of this one. Yeah. Okay. Oh, another $500,000 in there. Don't want to touch that. All right. What if we do the same over here with a connection here? How does this go? In here? What if we put one on the main road here? Oh, will it let me? Like that. And then another one over to the right there. We do need a train station over. Yeah, that's $500,000. Let's do that. No, I don't like that. Even though it's got amazing coverage. What if... That's got really good coverage right into the middle there. Damn. What if... This is difficult, right? I can't spend too much money on it. Do I really want that to be curved? I really want... Can I get rid of that? Yes. And I can get rid of that. Is anyone... Oh, everyone's going to complain about that for sure. Because I just cut London off from Reading. So I really do need a straight line. I really do need a straight line to put a station connection here, right? What if it was something like that? That doesn't blow up anything. That's not too bad, actually. Let's do that. Then I can get... yeah. That can go. And then this can be the connection across there, right? Alright. So what if we put a station here, rail, station... Do I go closer on this side? No, we'll put it in the middle. Okay, so if I do that, and then we definitely don't need 8 platforms here. So we'll configure this and we'll delete. Oh. Delete that. And then we'll extend it. I think for now, we'll just extend it to 160 platforms. I haven't extended this one yet. Now in the future, this could be quite a few platforms. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if it ended up being at least 6, right? Well, we'll just go 4 with extensions. There and there. There and there. The reason why I'm not fully extending it is just so I'm not paying the maintenance on it yet until I actually want to use it. I really would like to blow that up, but that's 450,000. What What have I got left? 4 million. So I'm going to need a station on this side. I guess the question is, do I want to jam something into here? Oh, look at that. That covers everything. All right, so that tells me all I have to do is put a connection on that side of that road, and it will get everything. That doesn't mean I need to have the station pointing that way. I could have the station pointing this way. No, well, yeah, because the goods are going to come in from across the river for the conmats. But for passengers, I don't want the passengers going that way at all. I want like the passengers. Wow. What if, how much can I blow up here? It's 150. Damn it. 1 million. A million. As much as I would like to, that gets a lot of it there on the end here. What if I had the station sort of across the road here? That's an option, right? But how big can I have this station? 120. I can't have it 160. I really need a 160 here, don't I? Okay, what if I spend that and then put that there on the end? What sort of coverage do I get? You're not going to let me put it on the end, are you? Why not? Come on. Oh, you have to put it like that. It doesn't get a lot of it, right? Damn. Do I want to spend that $1 million and get it all the way into here? I don't think I have an option. I think I have to spend that, to be honest. Let's give it a try. And now, that definitely works. Actually, I really like that. I don't like the buildings just in front of us here, but okay, so it goes, we'll go back to 80. We'll put it there. Geez, we don't have much money left. I'm not sure I have enough money for this. Okay. I really don't want these guys on this side of the the railway line either. That's 700,000. And that's only going to get worse as well if I let that grow. Okay, we're going to straight line it here. Straight line it to there. And we straight line it here. Up to about there. And then we should have a fairly even curve. Not really. I think that came out a little bit too far. Let's try that. Oh, that's looking better already. Yeah, okay. I like that. So go all the way around. Link it in there. Okay, this is nice. This direction through here. I like that. Okay, we've got money to spend here. We can blow that up. We'll do that. Oh, that's not going to be even, not even close. Sims, what are you doing? Got to get it in close. And then in close on the other side. And then advance it. Let's have a look. Much better. All right, you guys better be happy with this. I'm spending all of my money on fixing this city up. Damn. What do I get around the corner here? I like that. 80. Yeah. Okay. That road can come out there and link into there. That's not too bad. Okay, we straight line this straight across the river. I like that to there. We have a potential crossing here then. And what to there? I think that seems reasonable. And then this should be a fairly even turn. Look at that. 80. Perfect. All right. Well, see, we actually don't need this connection on this side, I don't think, at the moment. Instead of spending the money on that connection, or do we put the connection in now to secure the connection so we don't get growth across here blocking us out? Can I do that? And then no. Yes. Can I lock that so they don't build across there? Road, tools, lock. We'll lock that. Don't build across there, just build up to there. Okay. And you can cross there in the future. but not right now, which means I think that's good, right? We've got 2 million left. Well, we know a train is going to set us back a bit. I think it's 1.6, but I need to get rid of that. I really do. And how much is this? I'm just thinking for the future, guys. Like, I don't need this right now, but if I don't secure this, it's just going to be so much more money in the future. So if I do that, we'll go for the even crossing, but then I think I'll delete the crossing like I did over the other side. Like that. 400,000. You know, I can do that later. But if we lock it, okay, now we've actually got London secure now. Now, you know, if I was an evil dictator, I could treat this like the walls of London. So none of you can escape after threatening to protest my terrible traffic situation. But I'm a kind leader. Oops. That needs to be extended. Do we leave enough room for that? Okay, tracks. I got a feeling that this is going to be a really busy loop. Will it be a loop? I don't actually think it will be a loop. And the reason why I say that is going across to the other side there, no one's going to travel from here to there. But I'll have passengers that want to go there to there. Well, I could loop it around and then they could drop off there. Pick up, drop off, drop off. So this one will be empty. And then I could do a pick up, drop off, and that would be empty. Oh, but then people go back home from work. So later on, that will be busy to go back home. Okay, it's a double loop in both directions. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I heard you. 100%. I agree. It should actually be a loop. I hope that was you sending me voices in my head, or am I just going crazy? Could be a bit of both. All right, well, that was not an even turn, Sims. And, like, that's not how you usually do stuff. Like, that makes no sense. Coming in at that speed and that speed. You'd be better off just doing... Don't do that. I'm not happy with that. So what I would prefer is that the rails basically match the roadway. So if I took it to there, or if I just started a slight turn here, and then took the turn at 80, no, we'll come back the other way just a little. All right. There we go. That's what we want. Basically 90 around that turn, all the way. I'd rather have like 90 all the way instead of 110 on one side and 70 on the other. Yep, that looks good. All right, that's our London loop. Check that out. Not bad. What do you reckon? I need to do some road work to clean the roads up a little, but I also need a train. Now, a train depot. A train depot. I don't think I have enough room there. I could do a train depot here. Yes. All right. What if I do a train depot here? Why isn't that turning? Oh, I was hitting the wrong button. How about put it against the road? I think that'll work. I think we'll have enough room to should have thought about that better, Sims. You're going to have straight line track into here later on. That's not good future proofing. Okay, so then this one here is just for today. Okay, this one here is going this way. This one here is going this way. Signals. Okay, you will be going that way. You will be going that way. So isolate the stations. Guaranteed. And if we do loops, we don't actually need any crossovers, right? Why will I need crossovers? I don't think I need crossovers. Maybe in the future? No, you can work that out later, Sims. All right. we need to put in some lines. Okay. A new line. So we want one going around this way. Yeah. I need some name suggestions. If anyone is familiar with London, number 4 is London over this side of... Well, we could do that. We could put the commercial as London. And that is west. And so, well done, Sims. But that isn't the worst, because you can just add that back in at the bottom there. And what you were trying to do was to rename and not delete. And for today, just for me, I'm going to call it East. And then new line going this way. Yeah, here. And we'll rename that. All right, we have 2 lines with no money. What if I can either press play and see if I get some money, or I can take a loan for $1 million. Yeah, we'll go finances. And what are we looking at here? We have no loan. So if I borrow... I should be able to put... I think we're going to get new engines soon. So I think we just stick with this. We could change up the cars a little, but for 6 passengers, 12 passengers would be 22,000 a year. It's 25,000 a year and 33,000 a year. No, we're just going to stick with what our setup for now, which is 80 meters. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 cars, cost 1.6. I would really like to buy a second one fairly quickly. We will put it on London 1, which is the anti-clockwise, which is the passengers across to here. Now, it will take a while for them to get rid of their carriages, and I will need some sort of a bus stop in the middle here. All right. Are we ready to press play? Let's do it. You ready? I'm hoping the money goes up. Why are you going that way? I thought I put you on... I did, I put you... Oh. I put you on London 1. Really? Like, the game is not all that intelligent, is it? Oh, I'm not all that intelligent. I've put... Damn. What have I done wrong? I've totally messed this up. Alright, pause. Oh, we almost got enough for another train. What have I done wrong here? Okay. Get rid of east. Get rid of this and this. Okay. That should be fixed. And then London 2, we can get rid of this, this, and this. And we'll add... I don't know how I did that. Totally messed it up. Alright. I'm glad I noticed it though. Alright. Now if we can score another train. So aiming for 1.6. So we'll do the same again. Here, 10 cars, 80 meters. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come on, let me buy it. Come on. Okay, we got it. And we need to put it onto line 2. Okay, so the question will be, is how long will it take for these guys to get off this bridge and sell their horse and carts? That's going to take quite a while actually. And I'm going to be paying for the maintenance on the trains and these lines before it really takes off a little. Can I? No, can't do anything with that. That's ugly. Oops, sorry, I just bumped the mic. Okay, some roads. While we're at it, let's finish up for the day. With that. With that. I really want to lock some of this down, don't I? What if I lock that and that? It's just adding more money to the expenses. No, don't do that. Delete that. Road. All right, let's finish up with that. Oh my God, it's costing me money all over the place. I don't like that. Why can't you just go straight through there? Okay, that's not too bad. And this corner, geez, I would like to straight line that and fix that up as well. Do I have the money for it? 600,000. Straight line that as best we can. How much does it cost here? Road this around like this somewhere. Delete that and that. Pause that for a second. I like that much better. Get rid of them bits. Road this. Okay. We have 10 passengers on this guy. Not bad, not bad. This might work out all right. Okay. I have to keep an eye on what they're doing with the roads. It's a bit weird here, isn't it? Okay. Thank you very much for watching today, guys. We have just put in our rail loop around London. It should contain London in its growth. We should be able to control London's growth in the future across the other side of our rail lines. We will fill up the inner ring first, which shouldn't take very long, especially when this traffic disappears and we can get rid of that minus 40% on the growth. London should expand really nicely. Now I have left the link between Reading cut, but next episode, yeah, we need to do something with that, and then maybe give them their own rail loop and connect the loops into London, Southampton, Brighton and Hastings. And then, well, we haven't even looked at what's going on down here. That's a big number, that is. What do we have? Hastings is going crazy. 364 passengers. We need to buy another one. Okay, guys. Take care. Have a great week. And I'll see you next time. Thanks very much for watching. Bye for now.